In this video, I want to show you the most powerful feature inside Adobe Photoshop that only handful of people use it. So let's go jump in this and see what it can do. I'll give you an example. Right here we have an image and I want to convert, or I want to create a movie poster, or maybe book cover, or maybe do something else. And usually what we done, we go take Photoshop template, download it and utilizing. But problem is you need to find template. Templates can be different. So what if you have something handy, like with one click, you can create this and it actually exists. It's called Adobe Photoshop scripts. Let me show you. Right here, example, you have a file, and if you go down to the script, you notice you have it all these different scripts. You probably have it few of them if you never used before. Mine is some of the custom, and I'll show you how to install and create them. But first, let's check what they can do. Right here you can see we have it make a poster. Let's click on the script. And after a short time, you can see it actually created a file for me. So it's open and create file from the scratch. Also, it's add all of these guidelines. It's add also text, and it's also add color overlays. So in this case, I have it one universal template that can work for all size of the posters. And it's always handy. I don't need worried about locations of my template. I don't need worried about my template get overwritten or some information get lost. It's all here. All what I need to do now, if I want to some specific size, I can use my cropping tool, crop to specific size and use it this way. And after, when I finish using, if I need create new, again, I'm just going to the file, scripts, okay, right here, let me show you. Okay, we go file, scripts, and we'll run this. For example, let's go run make a book. And make a book script will create a different size, more for the book covers if you work on them. Well, let's go ahead, click OK. And you can see right here, same, it's creating different sizes, but that is match book cover. So it's great if you work on designing. Again, don't need worried about templates, try to find and use it. So before I show you more examples what script can do, let me very fast showing what is script. And script is actually Java extended, JavaScript extended, and you can see right here we have it all of these different commands. It's not that hard to create if you is scared of programming, and I will show you a little trick how you can do this easy even if you have absolutely zero knowledge of the programming, but know how to program does help. Because in many cases you can look over code and modify very fast by hand if something does not perform properly. By the way, JavaScript codes which running in Adobe Photoshop is very safe. They're harmless to your computer. But just to be cautious, just don't go and run anything strange you can find on the internet. Be sure you work with the reliable sources, or you created your own script and you totally understand how it's work. Well, let's look, for example, on this code very fast. And I know it's maybe put somebody to sleep, but it will help you just a little bit understand what's happening. And if we look right there, var, it's declare variable. So it's just, for example, hey, this is the height of the page or width of the page. And that's all what you see. When you see var, it's what does it declare all this document resolution, because we're creating actually a page, we're creating document inside Photoshop, and it's actually what does. It's creating this Photoshop document with specific resolution, specific width and height, and give it special title. And you can see right here there is a title provide, also give it what color, background color, same like when you create a normal document or a normal new document inside the Photoshop. After this, we establish array, in this case array of the sizes for the document. So when we start displaying, if we look back, you can see right here, see this text on top, this it's actually what kind of place it in array, so you know where the name is coming from. Next, we have it colors, and those colors for the overlays, because we have it all these multiple colors as overlays. So this is dusk here, and we're going down, and it says add this layer, add overlay, work with all these different resolutions, because remember we need to set all those overlays bigger, smaller, so it's work with this. Also realign repositioning for our cursor to add properly guidelines, and it's put guidelines in properly, and it's all. And look right here, and I end with as here, that is successfully created our document. That's all, very simple. And reason why I kind of point on this, so you can skim over some of the codes and be sure it's just creating something nice for you. Okay, you created your script, or you take it from something. How does the Photoshop need to have this script inside these directories? And you have it multiple ways to put it. One, it can automate it. You can actually browse to the script, or you can put manually. So if you're putting manually, it will locate it in your C drive, program files. You're going inside the Adobe folder, and then folder Adobe, you find a version of Photoshop what you're currently using. In this case, it will be 2024. Next, we're going to the preset, down to the scripts, and inside the scripts you can see you can put it many of different scripts. After you place your script in this directory, you do need to restart Photoshop, because when Photoshop will restart it, it will look in this directory, read it, and put it all of those scripts in a drop-down menu, so you can easily access and use them after. So this is one way to access. Another one's, if you don't want them permanently display, you just want single use, you can also go to File Scripts, and inside File Scripts you can go to Browse, and from this you can navigate where is your script located and execute from this time. Well, before I'll show you how you can do how you can create those scripts with absolutely zero programming skill, and you can create very stunning scripts, let me show you some few other examples of those scripts. Right here, I have the page where, for example, on Gumroad, I sell a lot of my products on Gumroad. Backdrops, creating 3D models, tutorials, everything. And for example, this is a pack I recently created of for designers of my scripts, where I constantly use it and put it here. And as I'm creating products and produce it, I'm going and I need to create these grids. And you can see the grids of example of the images maybe you want to put it together. When I done this part by hand, it took me an hour actually to resize and put it those. Except when I do with the scripts, it's all automated and take hardest job away from me. So it's make my life much easier. Before I show you how the script work, let me also point on this pack, and I will put a link down below for those who just want to use the scripts. You can go ahead and download it, purchase this pack. It's included most useful scripts that I created. And also, beside even downloading and purchasing, if you don't remember steps how to put it scripts in a Photoshop, I have it down below right here. Very good step-by-step instructions how you can do this in written. So in this case, just be sure bookmark this product page and come back when you have questions about how to install or use its scripts. Well, let me go ahead and show you how the other script work. And we'll go to File, Scripts, and inside Scripts right here I have one that is called Product Grid. Okay, let's go ahead and execute this one. And the first steps after you click on this, it will be opening File Explorer and says navigate me to the directory where is those images located, because you may have a lot of images and you want to put them in a grid. Best way to do, take those images and put in one specific directory. So in this case, I'm going with the iRender Barocco look. On the bottom, we'll go select. After this, you'll notice it's come up with informing and tell me you have 165 images. And by the way, it's not maybe a best looking because it's my working script. It's what I'm using for my work to create it. But it does provide all necessary information. And it says This is how many images find. And it says here the grid suggestions. So you can see it says if you have it 13 by 13, you can have it 169 images, so 4 blank spot. Let's do this way. I think this is very good suggestions. If you want it, you can always change by using multiplier how many you want it. For example, you can have maybe 14 by so many, or different on your aspect ratio. All what you need to do in the script, just put it like 12 by 15 or whatever you need it. I will leave it 13 by 13, whatever system is calculated for me. We'll go click OK. And this is actually says there are few images, then this and says 4 will be empty space. So it's kind of nice to know. It's tell me. Okay, let's go next. This is part. It's asked me what do I want, what width and height. So I want maybe 2000 pixels. Maybe let's go 3000 width, and let's go with 200 height. All of these screens and all these questions, it's actually what we programmed to do. Again, you don't need any programming skill. Be sure you stay to the end of the video when I show how you can do this very easy. Okay, 200, and we'll click OK. What is happening right now, you can see it's open these images automatically. I'm doing nothing. Right here is my hands, but you can see it's take an image, resizing them and placing next to next, one to one. And it's also script did calculate what my width it is, what my height it is, how many grid I needed, what resolution of the grid. So this proper scale resolution of the image was calculating by the script itself. You can see how much it's faster and easier to do. Instead me going and process 165 images by myself, I'll just run the script and it's already, I can see 1/4 already maybe done. So I can go ahead and break if it's take a little bit long time, come back, and I will have a beautiful example of the images. It's work great when you work with a client and you want to present maybe all of the photos from photo shoot, or you creating your, like in my case, products. So when I go sell my product on Gumroad, Etsy, or other things, I will have it my products, which is included in pack, display here. Well, I'm going to pause for a second. Even we almost halfway down, it's processed quite a bit fast, and we'll resume as a script done processing. Okay, so right here we finish creating script. It's actually run quite a bit fast, and you notice from beginning as I was chatting with you, this is done about halfway. Let's go again, click OK, and tell you true, to create these 165 images by hand, what I done before, even I can create frames or other things, it's take me maybe hours to do this job. Let the script run much faster. So you can see real power of the script. It makes simple, it do a lot of calculations for you. Okay, what have we done here? You can see it's 165 images created, and it's resized and place of them. Of course, because they're all individual, you can access them, change, swap, remove it if you need it. And at the bottom right there, we have it 4 missing scripts because grids and resolutions sometimes did not match, but it's allowed you to change colors if you need it or do any other things in this case. Okay, so this is one of the script. Let me show you another script which can be handy. You don't need to have it even that complex. For example, I'm going to take and hide all of this in group for now. And I'm going to create new layer. And a new layer, I'm going to, let's go reset colors, and I'll just take any color. I'm just taking this color. And for example, doesn't matter if you work on Photoshop or you're drawing or anything. And it's actually very useful when you actually design something like book covers or posters. And I'm using this main color right here, and I start drawing. And next, after I'm done, I says, you know what, I need to put some complementary color to this. Well, some ways you can do is go in a color, actual ingredients or parents, and you can go from there, have it all this way to find. Well, instead that what I did, I create teeny script, which is go file, script, and it's called complementary color. And it's actually what does, it tell me what is current color, so original hexagon, complementary color, so it's analyze this, and also add as a background the complementary color. So if I press X, I'm going instantly to my complementary color. Notice it's also keep it properly luminosity and saturations as my original. Very simple code. Well, what it does is take a color and convert to 180 degrees, because mostly complementary will be opposite. If you think about color wheel, it will be on opposite side. But beside that, it's also keeping properly saturation and luminosity levels, which is make much more work together as complementary. And if you're going to work with the wheels, sometimes you may be a little bit offset on this. Well, it's not very hard script. It's simple, but you can see how it can be useful and work very fast. So now what I need to do, I can just press X and just use it between those two colors. You can same to do with 3 colors and more, but for me, for this work with the X key, you know, flip between background and foreground colors, I think 2 colors work just best. And of course, you don't necessarily need to stop on this. You can see I have it right here, a few more scripts of mine that I created that can create just the image grid, rules of thirds, so on. Even right there, we can create like YouTube channel template, which are very simple. If I needed to change on YouTube before I need to find my template, everything, no, I can go ahead right here, open, and it's showing me areas where the safe zone or whatever creating, and it is perfect resolution for the YouTube. Well, okay, now I think time to show you teeny tiny secret. Well, it's not real secret, but in a way you can create your own script much easier and with a zero knowledge of the programming. And of course, for this, we're going to utilize power of AI. This is currently ChatGPT. You can do same things with Grok or other ones with Google, with Microsoft Copilot, with many other ones, AI type of the chat, which support programming code. So all what we need to do, and I'll show you also how to debug if you have a problem, it's going inside and just type what you want to do. Let's say create Photoshop script, and this is important to put it what type of script you want created. This is important part, because if you say I want to create script, it does not know it will create any script. So you need to say create Photoshop script. This is important part that make let's say well, you know what, let's do practical. For example, in a Gumroad where you can see my stuff, I need to have a title image or thumbnail which 600 by 600. So let's go do this. A cake image 600 by 600 pixels, white background, and black frame, 10 pixels wide. Simple, we don't need to do something more, we just can create start from this. And usually what I do, I create script, be sure it's working, and we can add complexity more and more later. So all I put it, and you can see ChatGPT instantly answering to me and creating this code. So as creating this code, what we need to do, we can just go over and just say, okay, it's creating document, resize to size what we needed, the border size, all of this you can see. It's a very simple way. Next, we need to copy this code, and you need to use it for this some text editor. I'm using TextPad. Notepad will work as well. So we can create new document, paste the code we just created, and save it. You can save directly in a script directory. However, many times it will say require admin permissions. So I would recommend for you to save somewhere in your work directory and copy from there and put it in your script directory. Well, when you're saving, the one thing is you need to pay attention. It is extensions of the file. An extension of the file, it is like a name dot, and usually have it 3 letters, sometimes 4. Tell your system on your computer what to do with this file, how to treat. So for the Photoshop, we'll have a JavaScript GS, and it's extended, so X, JSX. This is meaning you need a file, whatever you name. In this case, I give it example.jsx. Also, this name example, it's what will showing in our list. So if, for example, I don't want to have it example, I want to have it Geekatplay fun script, then I can give it some of this name. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. After I save it, I need to take this script and put it in my directory. And if you remember from previous, I'll show you where to locate it. So I'm just going to take this and drop. As I'm putting, remember what I says, it asks administrative permissions. Because I do log in as an administrator, I just says continue, and it's copying, and now in here. So we go back to our place, and we'll go to File, to Photoshop, Scripts. It's not there because you remember we needed restart our Photoshop, so Photoshop can read from the directory and open. Let me restart it. Okay, after our Photoshop restarted, well, we can play around with some different pictures. Let's go check. We'll go File, now Scripts, and here we have it, our fun script. Let's click and execute. Notice as we're running, it's come up with an error. It did create for us 600 by 600 square, but it's have it right here, error, which says active layer. And this has become some frustrations because seems like you create layer, code is there, but it does not work. So this easy and simple way to debug this, you just need copy this. Sadly, sometimes you cannot just copy paste this, you need retype. So what I'm going to do, it's move this error on the side on my different screen. Okay, next we're going inside our chat where we're working, and let's type inside here. It's called error. The more accurate you provide error, it's help, but important for the actually ChatGPT in this case to work, it says which line, so line 28. And if you calculate, you can see this each line, it can go under number. And in this case, we have it line 28 where the error happened. And we need also says what error is saying. And it says doc active layer. And tell you true, I know what is error about, but I want to see if ChatGPT will handle this. And that's why I say it's nice to use ChatGPT, but if you also know how to program, it's help you a lot. Okay, and so on. You can just type in. I will just leave it like this. Okay, let's say internal error. Okay, and let's create. Sometimes you don't need to type all errors, but I would recommend for you type all the way errors. I'm just saving a little bit time. And you can see right here it says in capitalizations, it's not necessarily right. See, it's still because I mistype it. Because if you look, error, it says active. And the reason is why I done this, so you can see that importance to put it properly error. You can also navigate and says, well, in a code, we can do like this. It says in capitalization, same error in this. Well, now it will says update for the other ones management. The most common errors, what I found, it's happening when you create it, and it could lead to some frustrations. It is when you're manipulating with positionings on the layers or enable, disable specific layers. So if you never program or never things done before, I would recommend you start with something simple. Like for example, instead creating the border, like right here, you can go ahead and just say create for me this size. And when you know it's work one simple step, add additional. Well, the code is corrected. Let's see how well it's corrected. I'm opening exactly the same file and I'm pasting over, and you can see it is okay, let's save here. Let's go copy now this file back to our place. Okay, there's my script. I'm just copying over. And nice things about this, I don't need actually restart my Photoshop, because I'm replacing same script and Photoshop already know where is that script located. All what I need to go to File, Script, and just execute that script again. Well, see, it still have a background layer, same error. And you know what? Let's go ahead, type it all the way layer, and how say it does reference not correctly to this layer. It's what's happening here. But I want to see if the ChatGPT will solve it. Okay, so it seems ChatGPT finally figure out and correct the code. With me, absolutely don't tell how to code. All what I done when I run script, and script run with specific error, you just take this error, copy and paste what is happening, like right here, inside the ChatGPT, and let ChatGPT perform. Nice things about when it does, it's actually explain all of the steps inside there, what is happening, what is changed, and how it should work. So after a few revisions, with absolutely no coding, it did create a code for me. So right here, the code is created. It just adjusts some small stuff in itself. For example, background layer maybe already exists, or it's a log, or so on. Well, we save it. Let's go now, try again. File, Script, and Fun Script. You will click on Fun Script. You can see, look, it's created. It's actually take my image, already exists. And if I don't want to use it, my existing script this way, so it's took the image existence, applied to 600 by 600, and add black frames. It's what it's asked. If you want it, let's go close this one, and we just go File, Script, and we'll just run by itself. Oh, look, it's need require a new document. Okay, let's go create new document. So we'll create new document. We can go in a script and says, hey, you know what? Run this with a create brand new document. So right here you can see it's actually did and create format for me. So it's actually work. One thing again, we can improve the script by saying, hey, if the document does not exist, create a brand new document. But this is another improvements maybe you should try to do by yourself and improve on this script. Well, hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. All the links will be down below. Let me know how you using these scripts. If you're creating your own, some very interesting ideas. If you find how they work for you, I will appreciate this if you put it comments down below on this, and we'll see you.